Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Book Brood. I'm Aaron, and I spent the last weekend thrift storing. I went to a few different thrift stores in a few different cities. And there's a specific chain that they price their Harlequins different than all the other books, and it's less than the regular paperback price. So it used to be they were 79 cents a piece. Now it's 99 cents a piece. Still, it's hard to complain about that because they're less than a dollar. So I went crazy, and I'm going to share my haul from 2 days of thrifting with you. So Silhouette had this Nocturne line. It's Paranormals. This one specifically is Lisa's Child's Damned, part of the Witch Hunt series. They apparently were very popular. Brie, the Categorically Romance podcast, talks about how much she loves them. I haven't read any of them yet, but I've not come across them much in the wild, except for this past weekend when I went to some new stores. So again, have Lisa Child's Damned. This one's by Lindsay McKenna. It's Dark Truth, Warriors of the Light. This one's Alpha Wolf by Linda O. Johnston. Immortal Bride, another Lisa Child's one. Shifter's Destiny by Anne Leonard. I think Brie at the Categorically Romance podcast wanted to buddy read this one, so I will let you know how that one is. Taming the Demon by Dorana Durgan. Guardian's Keep by Lori Devati. This is another one that we wanted to buddy read. The cover's a little beat up on this one, but it's a Venetian Vampire by Michelle Hoff. His Forgotten Forever by Michelle Hoff as well. And this is part of the Bewitching the Dark series. More Bewitching the Dark. Kiss Me Deadly by Michelle Hoff. This series is Daughters of Myth. This one is Dark Seduction by Kathleen Corbell. And then we've got a Wolf Shifter series. This is Last Wolf Standing by Rhiannon Bird. This is book 1. Book 2 is Last Wolf Hunting. Book 3 is Last Wolf Watching. This guy did a lot of work for the Nocturne line. He's on a lot of the covers if you notice that too. This one's from a Mythica miniseries, Poisoned Kiss by Stephanie Draven. Bayou Wolf by Debbie Herbert. It's part of the Bayou Magic series. This is a series of bind-up novellas, I think. So this is by Maureen Childs and Caridad Pinero. And it's Holiday with a Vampire, so it's just vampire holiday stories. And that's the first one. And this one's Holiday with a Vampire 2. This one's by Marilyn Lovelace and Lori Devati. And then Holiday with a Vampire 3. This one's by Linda Weinstead-Jones, Lisa Childs, and Bonnie Vanek. And then we have Raintree Haunted. This is part of the Raintree series. This one's by Linda Weinstead-Jones. This is book 2. Between all the stores, I couldn't find book 1 in this series, but this is book 3, and it's Raintree Sanctuaries by Beverly Barton. This one's Immortal Sheiks. So here's that model again. This is by Nina Bruins. And this is a series all by Nina Bruins, the Immortal Sheiks. So this is Vampire Chic. Shadow of the Sheik. Saving Destiny by Pat White. There's that model again. And that's all the Paranormals I have. Now I'm going to go on to the presents that I found. So I'm going to get those and I'll be right back. A Royal Vow of Convenience by Sharon Kendrick. This is a 100th book celebration and it's holiday themed, so I grabbed that one. And then there were a lot of Penny Jordans there. It seems like she wrote a lot of presents, and I've never read any of hers, so I just picked this one up. This is a Royal Bride at the Sheik's Command. Maisie Yates, I always grab these if I don't already have one on my shelf. I always rescue these from thrift stores. At His Majesty's Request. And then another one, Crowned for My Royal Baby. Forbidden, The Billionaire's Virgin Princess by Lucy Monroe. The Sheik's Bartered Bride by Lucy Monroe. A Virgin for His Prize by Lucy Monroe. Holiday read, so that's a plus. Housekeeper to the Millionaire by Lucy Monroe. Heart of a Desert Warrior by Lucy Monroe. But there's a backlog that I needed filling on my shelf, if you hadn't noticed here. And then we have The Billionaire's Pregnant Mistress by Lucy Monroe. Pregnancy of Passion by Lucy Monroe. The Italian's Suitable Wife by Lucy Monroe. The Prince's Virgin Wife by Lucy Monroe. The Secret to Marrying Marchesi by Amanda Sinelli. I haven't read any of hers, but she follows my category Journey, so I'm going to get to her and feature her soon here. And another one by her, One Night with the Forbidden Princess. I love Presents books. They're just something special. All right, so I'm not done yet. So now I'm going to go on to just the stack of just smaller random collection of lines. Okay, so I keep hearing the name Rayanne Thane come up. So there was a Christmas one by her, The Christmas Ranch, and this is part of the Cowboys of Cold Creek. It's a series she did in special edition, so I grabbed that one. And then there was another in that same line, A Cold Creek Secret, also by Rayanne Thane. So glad to have some of her books on my shelf now. I learned this from Stacey Argden when I was a guest on the Categorically Romance podcast, but Harlequin put out a NASCAR line of books. Between the two thrift stores, I found two at each. So we've got Miles Apart by Ken Casper, written by a man. So that's really interesting. I'll probably get to this one and see how he did writing a romance. That's not something you see too often. A Chance Worth Taking by Carrie Weaver. Into the Corner by Marissa Carroll. I love the light effect going on they got there. And then Hard to Resist by Jean Bashir and Peggy Webb. I usually clean out a thrift store of any blazes that they have. The first store, I did that. The second store, I wouldn't have had any money if I wouldn't have been able to do it. I couldn't believe that second store I found, and I'm going to have to go back. It's a bit of a drive, but I'm going to have to go back there because the amount of Harlequin books they had was it was incredible. All right, so back to it. Santa Baby by Lisa Renee Jones. It being December, I decided to grab some holiday themed stuff. Cowboy Proud by Kelly Ireland. This is part of a Wild Western Heat series. And then Should Have Been a Cowboy by Vicki Lewis Thompson. Sarah from the Categorically Romance podcast says that Vicki Lewis Thompson is the queen of blaze. And then I found some heartwarmings. Safe in His Arms by Anna J. Stewart. This is part of the Butterfly Harbor series. I've read Runaway Bride. I am reading The Bad Boy of Butterfly Harbor. So Anna, if you're watching this, I am reading it. I'm taking a while on follow-up books from my category journey, but this is in that same series. So glad to have a physical one in that series for my shelf. Man of His Word by Cynthia Reese. Love Special Delivery by Melinda Curtis, part of the Harmony Valley novels. Mm-hmm. So Melinda Curtis, I have found so many Harlequin authors that talk about Melinda Curtis and how she was such a help and inspiration and just such a great resource to their own career in writing, and how Melinda is just a queen at writing romance. So I am so glad to have something by her, and definitely excited to get to that. My only non-category in here is A Touch of Darkness by Charlotte St. Clair. This is a Hades and Persephone retelling. I'm sure I've seen this on lists of that somewhere, but Lane found a copy of it and grabbed it for me, so thanks to them. Now I don't have too many Temptations on my shelf. Didn't, that is. And I decided to buy some up, specifically because at a thrift store where the price was too high to buy a specific book, I found a Temptation novel that I really wanted to read. I ended up buying that one on ebook just through the Harlequin site itself, because if you're going to charge almost new at a thrift store for a Harlequin book, I'm just going to buy it new from the source. So I'm going to go one-off Temptations I grabbed because of the covers. This one's so 80s-rific. Dangerous Game by Candace Schuler. Just that the glasses and that business suit and everything it was just so classic. I had to grab it. And then these illustrated covers. Temptation has the best covers. They are so fun to look at. So The Trouble with Tanya by Lorna Michaels. It's just there's just something so special about him and just kind of nostalgic and comforting almost. The Grinch Makes Good, so this is a holiday themed one by Allison Kent. Another Christmas one, The 12 Gifts of Christmas by Rita Clay Estrada. The Temptation series I was talking about. And it's the Wrong Bed series. And the one that really caught my eye first in a thrift store was Just a Little Fling by Julie Kistler. And just the cover looked so fun, and the synopsis of it sounded hilarious. I'm reading it right now, and it just makes me die. So it's great. So I grabbed as many of the Wrong Bed series that I could. So again, this one is Sweet Seduction by Leslie Kelly. And then we have Midnight Train from Georgia by Glenda Sanders. About Last Night by Stephanie Bond. Something Wild by Tony Blake. When the Lights Go Out by Barbara Daly. Strangers in the Night by Kristen Gabriel. And then Barely Mistaken by Jennifer Labrecque. I hope I pronounced that right. Okay, that's my very big haul of mostly category books that I found at the thrift store over the weekend. If you've read or had anything you'd like to say about anything that I've shown you here or not, go ahead and leave it in the comments below, and I will see everyone in the next video.